Everyone wants to be liked. Everyone wants to be accepted. But some people destroy themselves trying to make everyone happy. This is the story of Aarav, a man who learned the hard way that when you try to please everyone, you end up losing yourself. Aarav was the kind of person everyone liked to be around. He smiled easily. He helped everyone. At work, if someone needed help finishing their project, he stayed late to help. At home, he never said no to family or friends, no matter how tired he was. If someone called him at midnight needing advice, he answered. If a friend asked for a favor, he said, "Sure, I'll do it." And if anyone disagreed with him, he would quickly say, "It's okay, I understand. No problem." To Aarav, being kind meant being good. He believed that if he never disappointed anyone, everyone would respect him, that people would see his heart, his effort, and value him for it. But the world doesn't work like that. Slowly, things began to change. At work, people started to depend on him too much. They handed him extra work because they knew he'd never say no. His weekends disappeared into other people's deadlines. At home, friends called him only when they needed something. They never asked, "How are you doing?" They just said, "Bro, can you help me with this?" And every time, Aarav said yes, even when he was exhausted. He smiled through it, but deep inside, something was breaking. He started feeling invisible, like no one cared about him, just what he could do for them. And one day, it all came crashing down. It was a Friday evening. Aarav had just finished a long week, barely sleeping. His boss asked him to stay late again, because someone else hadn't finished their part of the project. He wanted to say no. His mind screamed, "Enough!" But his lips said, "Sure, I'll handle it." That night, while working alone in the empty office, he stared at his screen and felt nothing. No energy, no joy, just emptiness. He realized he wasn't doing this because he loved his job. He was doing it because he was afraid of being disliked, afraid of being called selfish. Tears rolled down his face as he whispered, "Why am I the only one who never says no?" He went home that night and for the first time didn't pick up the phone when someone called. He just sat there, quiet, thinking. The next day, Aarav met his old college mentor, Mr. Mehra, a wise man who had seen the world and understood people deeply. Looking at Aarav's tired face, he asked, "What's wrong, son?" Aarav sighed. "I don't know, sir. I try to help everyone. I'm always there for them, but no one seems to be there for me. They just use me." Mr. Mehra smiled gently and said, "Aarav, tell me something. When you keep giving water to a plant that's already drowning, what happens?" Aarav looked confused. "It dies." "Exactly," Mr. Mehra said. "You're that plant. You keep watering everyone else, but you're drowning yourself." Kindness isn't about saying yes to everyone. It's about knowing when to say no, with peace. Aarav looked down. "But won't people think I've changed? That I'm selfish?" Mr. Mehra shook his head. "People who truly value you won't leave when you set boundaries. Only the ones who are using you will walk away. And when they do, thank them. They've shown you who they really are." Those words hit Aarav like lightning. He realized that all this time, he was living for others' approval and forgetting his own worth. The following week, Aarav did something different. When his colleague asked him to cover their shift again, he said calmly, "I'm sorry, I can't today. I've got my own work to finish." The colleague looked surprised, but said nothing. When a friend texted him late at night asking for help, Aarav replied, "Can we talk tomorrow? I need some rest tonight." It felt strange at first, but for the first time in years, he slept peacefully. At work, he started speaking up during meetings. When someone interrupted him, he said politely, "I wasn't finished yet." And slowly, people started listening. They began to treat him differently, not because he became rude, but because he finally respected his own time and energy. Weeks passed. Aarav felt lighter. He started to enjoy his work again. He began spending time with people who genuinely cared about him, not just what he could offer. He realized something powerful. You don't earn respect by pleasing everyone. You earn it by respecting yourself enough to say no when it matters. And that's when people begin to value your yes. So many of us are like Aarav. We wear a smile while quietly breaking inside, just to keep everyone happy. We say yes when our heart screams no. We stay silent to avoid conflict. We let others cross our boundaries and call it kindness. But the truth is, if you always please everyone, you'll lose the one person you can't live without, yourself. Sometimes love means saying no. Sometimes peace means walking away. And sometimes respect begins the moment you stop chasing approval. So here's a reminder. You don't have to please everyone to be good. You just have to be true, firm, and kind, in balance. Respect yourself first, protect your energy, and never forget, those who truly care about you will understand your no just as much as they appreciate your yes. Because in the end, the price of trying to please everyone is losing the person who matters most, you.